Yo, my weekend, my friend, has been elevated. Yo, let me get a little bit. I'm elevated right now. Yo, Roxy coming back. Let's effing go. Let's effing go. I can't even lie to you guys. Like, here's the thing. I audibly went, ooh. I went, ooh. I audibly squealed when Roxy came back onto the screen. Now, here's the thing. They did do my girl dirty. They made her pee her pants. Yo, I was like, yo, they're really going to make her piss herself? But hey, I get it. When you're in that realization moment, like, yo, this thing is about to kill me, I think that would be all of us, right? We all just be like, you know what I mean? Like, anything excess we had, out of there, right? But wow, what a moment. Like, I could talk about the whole episode, but really I just want to focus on that moment. If you guys haven't been following the channel for a long time, that's cool. Hey, I'm Dom from the Game Looters, or from the Otaku Room. That's my other channel. That's my other channel. Go check out youtube.com/gamelooters. That's my gaming channel. But what's up? I'm from the Otaku Room. I'm Dom, and you know, I've been covering Mushoku Tensei for, you know, since it started, and ever since it started, Roxy has been my all-time favorite character. Like, I love her design. I love her personality. I love her backstory. I love her village that she came from. I love her relationship with Rudy. I love her always touting about her story, about her love story, right? Like, very early on, I think in the second core of the first season, 𝐜𝐴LICE is giving her crap, and she depicts herself in the situation that just happened. And even back then, I was like, okay, I think she's basically telling the future, or telling us, the viewers, on how her and Rudy will end up like falling in love or whatever else. And if you don't remember, like earlier on, she had told 𝐜𝐴LICE, like, oh, I haven't fallen in love. Like, I want some, what did she say? They're not frail boy, but she wanted, like, you know, like a skinny boy, long hair, to come and save her from danger in a dungeon. And then that would be her moment that she gives all herself to them. And basically, you know, depicting the scene that just happened of this near-death experience, and Rudy coming in and just, you know, coming in and saving her. He's like, I'm so glad I found you. I thought he'd be a little bit more like, you know, running to her and like grabbing her. You know, like, I thought he'd be a little bit more. They kind of did him dirty in the way he saved her kind of way. But regardless, you know, she still had that big blush that came on her face. She immediately recognizes Rudy at that point. And the other thing is, when she went back to her village to, you know, with her parents and stuff, even her mom was like, make sure you bring him back, you know, later on. And she kind of blushed then too. And at that point, he was like a 10-year-old little boy. So just awesome to see this all come together. Again, I'm the biggest Roxy stan. I love Roxy. She's my favorite character among all the three girls. And this was just a really, really big moment for me. So I'm gushing and hope you guys can relish in this moment of the reuniting of Rudy and Roxy. Now, of course, Rudy has Sylphie at home and everything else, but, you know, in much harem efforts, you know, he'll probably do his utmost to have Roxy be back in the mix. You know, we have to at least assume and hope. But what a scene, though. What a scene. And I love how 𝐜𝐡, too, was like, so now that we're lower here, like, what's your intuition telling you? And freaking Rudy, like, intuition? What the F are you talking about, dude? Like, I'm not some, like, mind reader. I'm not like some, like, I could just be like, let me find out where she's at. But immediately right after that, he's like, he hears a little drip, drip drop in the walls, and he's like, puts his ear up and everything. He felt it at that moment. He's like, this is my girl. He's like, woo, you know, just like, you know, just so good. The rest of the episodes, I've already spent like 4 minutes gushing about Roxy, and oh my god, what a scene. I love that so much. The rest of the episode, fantastic. They finally made it. You know, it took about 6 months, about a 6-month journey to get to where Paul is, you know, to get to everybody reunite with 𝐜𝐡 and everybody else. And it was cut down by like a third, right? Because I think normally they had told us that it takes about 18 months for this journey to happen. They cut it down by a third, which is incredible. And he reunites with 𝐜𝐡. He reunites with, well, I love 𝐜𝐡, by the way, too. But he reunites with Paul. And Paul reunites with 𝐿𝐼𝐼. We still didn't find out exactly what happened between them. But Paul says his apologies. 𝐿𝐼𝐼 forgives him. Rudy didn't tell Paul that, hey, you guys are co-grandparents now, essentially, which I think is really funny as well too. But they reunite, and that was a really cool moment. Again, 𝐜𝐡 with the boss mentality for Rudy, I love that quite a bit. The whole entire the rest of the episode is the reuniting of Paul and then planning to head into the labyrinth, which is really, really cool. Thankfully, the book that Rudy brought had a lot of accounts of being in this labyrinth. So essentially they were able to get themselves kind of like a map. 𝐜𝐡 was able to grab all the information and kind of get like a really good account of exploring this labyrinth. So they're able to now make it further than they've made it before, which is really, really cool as well too. We found out that I believe they said, and you guys could correct me, I might have misheard or misread or whatever, but I think they said that Zenith is on the 6th stratum, potentially. And the way she got here was she was beamed, and she was part of a party that ended up exploring the labyrinth. And some 2-3 years ago, she ended up falling into a trap, much like Roxy did. She ended up falling into a trap. And there's been accounts of seeing her again within this labyrinth, which is what spurred them searching for her and stuff. So it's not explicit that they know that she's alive for sure. We don't know if she's alive for sure. They're just kind of guessing and trying to explore as far as they can to see if that is true or not, or whatever the case is. So that's kind of like what we found out there as well too. And then throughout the rest of the episode, as they were planning their trip and stuff through the labyrinth, I love the conversations that happen between Paul and between Rudy. I love how Paul continues to say that, Rudy's his pride and joy. I think that's just incredible. I love how Rudy refers to him, at least in his mind, as daddy, which I think is really, it's just incredibly cute, I don't think that there's ever an age limit when it comes to your parents to be like, mom, mother, mama, mommy, dad, daddy, whatever. Like there's never an age limit on that, nor should there be, because that is your that's your person, that's your dad, your mom. So I love that he does that, again, not out loud to kind of give Paul that extra bump, but he does it internally, which I think is cute. I love how Paul wanted to talk to Rudy about sex life and stuff, and kind of have those deep conversations, and he kind of went into Lilia and how she gets wild and stuff. And I think that was really fun as well, too, which just kind of puts into perspective that, obviously him and Lilia, Lilia has been sustaining Paul, is what I'm guessing from that, which you have to assume, he's, Lilia and Zenith, those are two halves of a whole for Paul, however he pulled that off. So I loved hearing that as well, too, and loved seeing that, the camaraderie between Paul and between Rudy was really awesome. And the last thing I want to say is, and I could definitely vibe with this, for those who don't have kids, it's definitely like you always kind of want to show off. You want to be the hero in your kid's eyes, and you want to, if there's something that you feel confident, you want to show off. And I love how Paul was like, I'm confident I can take out these little mob monsters. And he's like, he's showing off. And even 𝐿𝐼𝐼 calls him out too. She's like, I've never seen you as giddy since Zenith joined the party, basically like wanting to show off. And he's like, ooh. And even that's when the eternal daddy dialogue came in for Rudy, because he's like, come on. He's like, his eyes are like, oh, come on, dude. And I was like, oh, that's really fun. And that's really cool for, just for that, father-son moments and stuff too. So, but anyways, fantastic episode of Mushoku Tensei. This was fantastic. Roxy is back. and Rudy made it just in time. Like, I want to go rewatch that scene. That was just an awesome scene to see Rudy come back in, and that just made my week. It just made me like I'm nonstop smiles. You know, I'm all cheeky right now, and like it was just a fantastic moment. So, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. You know, Mushoku Tensei, it's just a masterpiece, man. So let me know, boys and girls, what you guys think in the comments below. You know, put down your favorite moment. Put down if you liked it, if you hated it. Put down what you think about it. Put down what you think is going to happen next. This Labyrinth seems very tricky. So hopefully they're able to make it to Zenith. But, you know, in looking at it's either the OP or the ED, but one of them, they depict some fights. So there's some shit that's going to go down for sure. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And tell me more about Best Girl Roxy. I look forward to those Roxy comments. All right, my friends. I'll see you next week. Peace.